Guys, it's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Waves Weekly, series I post every weekend where we cover recent news and current events that I believe relate to the markets. These episodes are meant to be more chill, so sit back, grab yourself a drink. Right now, I'm chilling that much harder. I'm drinking a Big Wave Golden Ale by Kona Brewing Company. Shout out to the hometown Kona. For those of you guys who don't know, I'm from Kona on the Big Island of Hawaii, so gotta represent the hometown. This is not a sponsor, but I love these guys. I'm friends with a lot of the higher ups there, and I want to show them some love. Plus, it works out perfect for Waves Weekly. If you guys can see the big wave on that can, that's why it's called Big Wave, of course. Beautifully designed can. I mean, it matches the background right here, of course. And again, you guys showing the hometown some love. I am biased, obviously, towards this company, but you guys, I have so many friends in the craft beer space. I've tried hundreds of beers over the course of my life, and I can say without a doubt that this, of all, they have probably like 20 or 30 beers on their lineup, and they're always coming out with new seasonal ones. This is the best one that I've ever tried, and this is my favorite beer on the entire market, you guys. They do have solid distribution, so if you ever see one of these, a Big Wave Golden Ale, at your local grocery store, wherever, your alcohol store or something, go pick it up, try it out, let me know what you think about it. But anyway, you guys, cheers to that. Cheers to the weekend. I hope you guys have a great one. Let's get into this. Cheers, baby. All right, so before we get into it, as always, we'll go over each topic that we're going to be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. First things first, I want to read with you guys the intro to the newsletter that I sent out yesterday during market hours, as I always do, and just give you guys kind of my closing thoughts as we closed out the trading week. Okay, so we'll start it off with that. We'll then use that to segue because, of course, I do mention the stimulus in there. I still believe that a stimulus package, a successful stimulus package, is the single greatest catalyst towards a continuation in the rally of the equity markets. It is slowly, like it's almost just the thought of the stimulus is driving the equity markets forward, which we will cover in this later article as well. But it's still important, and I do still want to keep you guys posted with all the updates regarding the stimulus package. Lightening it up a little bit, Dobrik's Tesla giveaway, driving voters. Okay, so we always love to see someone, fellow YouTuber. He's a little bigger than me on this platform. You guys may have heard of him. Probably not, though. Yeah, I mean, if you're watching me, you might be watching him. Maybe not. But you guys get the deal. I'm just messing around. Dobrik, biggest YouTuber out there. Of course, using his platform for good. You'll love to see it. So, again, just driving votes, you guys. I don't talk about voting. I try to keep it as like, we have to kind of get into politics sometimes, you guys. And I'm sorry, I do apologize. I don't apologize, I guess, but I'm sorry if it makes you guys uncomfortable sometimes if we get into politics. I try not to get political, you guys. I'm about as center-leaning as it gets. I try to be as rational and kind of just level-headed as possible, but it's great to see people voting. And you guys, I haven't told this to, I haven't requested this, I should say, of you guys yet, but you guys, please get out there and vote. Do your civic duty. I'm not going to go any deeper than that, but go out there, vote, do what Americans do. Okay, so again, great news. I'm pumped to cover this one. And then moving on, we'll close it out with some more market talk. Never mind the narratives, this market wants to go higher. So that's kind of what I was saying in the beginning, right? Is the stimulus isn't in effect yet, but there's almost such a sense of optimism that a stimulus is coming, and it's inevitable whether it comes before or after the elections. A stimulus is going to come, and again, the more money that's printed, the more devalued the dollar ultimately becomes, and the more people want to put their wealth, store their wealth in assets, not only equities, but assets like gold, silver. That's why we just saw closing out the week, gold and silver strong. The portfolio was looking great today. That was a big contributor to the factor, or big contributing factor to the portfolio as we closed out the week, was silver specifically. So super excited about that, you guys. Also on that note, go watch the video I posted about why I'm bullish on silver, because that applies now more than ever, that I posted earlier this week. Okay, so that said, also before we get into it, of course, please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, check out the Waves merch. If you're part of the Waves family, not only drinking Big Waves, cheers once more. Loosen up a little bit. Okay. But cheers to that, you guys. Again, rocking the Waves, just the red wave snapback, you guys. These snapbacks are chill. I barely make any money at all. I make like $1, I think, from each of these, you guys. So I truly am not in this part to profit, but I do want you guys to look sick. I come from a clothing design background. Always love it when you're rocking the Waves snap. You got the bullish snapback, stocks. Again, you guys, I just love designing, so this is like a passion project for me, and I want you guys to look sick, and I do my best to dress you guys well. Okay, so that's of course, we will get into this, and we got the content of the week as well, which is Money Master the Game. This is probably the single most important book. It's a thick one, so this is a thick boy right here with 2 C's. This is a thick boy right here by Mr. Tony Robbins. You guys may have heard of him, the motivation guru. But in regard to money and the way I think about my financial health and my financial future, this was probably the most important book I've read. It took me a while, you guys. I went back and forth from it, but over time, it's also a signed copy too. So at the very end, I'll show you guys Mr. Tony Robbins' signature on the inside. But again, you guys, this book is very valuable to me. This is probably the book that I cherish most, obviously because it's signed, but because it truly did teach me a lot. So the link is down in the description. I'll talk more about it more extensively at the end and to let you guys know why it's important. But yeah, just give you guys a heads up there. It's like super good book, and that's what I'm going to do, you guys, for the content of the week. Just recommend some of my favorite books that I've read over the years, and tell you guys why, almost like a book review. Tell you guys why I personally like them and why they were hold sentiment in my life. Okay, so let's get into this. Get straight into it. It's another solid morning for the portfolio. Again, great close out the week on a strong note. We're closing out the week strong. Some of our favorite sectors are looking very strong today. It's extremely bullish in my mind that scarce assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin are currently outperforming the equity markets. This tells me that equities are slowing and inflation hedge assets are starting to take the reins. So again, you guys, Bitcoin had a great week. Very, very bullish on Bitcoin mining stocks, silver. I mean, all crushing it. Portfolio solid. In terms of a new stimulus deal, which again, we will get into, the talks are still on. The White House just raised their price from $1.6 trillion to $1.8 trillion. There's still a wide gap between that and the $2.2 trillion bill that the Democrats previously passed, but we're definitely making progress. Senate Leader Mitch McConnell is making some claims that it likely won't get passed prior to the elections, but I remain optimistic. Trump wants cash in people's pockets. It's great for optics. So again, you guys, the reason that I am so optimistic and confident in the fact that it's coming, a successful stimulus is coming prior to the elections, is because both parties want this to be passed for the good of their own party. So it's a selfless, selfish act. Okay, so again, it's great optics if Trump can get $1,200 checks, that extra $400 a week to unemployed, which I think is significantly more important. I read a great article this morning talking about Mr. Wonderful, CNBC article, not going to look at it now, but Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, you guys may have heard of him, talking about how $1,200 checks aren't necessary. You need to help people who are unemployed, which as an employed person, I personally agree with too. Like $1,200 checks is kind of, I would be pumped. That would obviously be great for the markets, but who really needs the money right now is the people who don't have freaking jobs. And I'm fortunate. I hope many of you guys are fortunate as well to have jobs. And for those of you who may have lost your job, I have a lot of loved ones close to me who have lost their job. They need the money way more than I need the money, way more than a lot of people that I know who are still employed, lucky to be employed, lucky to be working, have a drive, have fulfillment, are working. The people who don't have work need that money, okay? Need that money. And again, stimulus, obviously good for the markets, but at least get that extra bit of unemployment, that relief, truly relief to people. Okay, so in terms of positioning, I've decided to go on offense in terms of positioning. Now that I have a much clearer idea of where things are heading, I'm comfortable taking larger stakes in specific plays that I'm hyper bullish on, as opposed to safer, more diversified approach. It's still important to diversify, but when you feel like you have an edge, you should always take action and capitalize on the opportunities presented. Let's get into the goods. So again, you guys, now that over the past month or so, if you guys have been keeping up, I've been very hesitant because I wasn't sure if we were getting a stimulus for a while. I wasn't sure. Things were very uncertain. And although even if you think there's a stimulus coming, when there's uncertainty in the air, investors are never going to be comfortable. And you need a comfortable environment to be bullish. At least that's how I feel. To be bullish. Obviously, I've had a sense of bullishness. I've had a sense of bearishness. But now I'm feeling significantly more bullish. And we will look at an article that covers that. I'm feeling significantly more bullish on the fact that we will get more money, that the markets are feeling very optimistic, even just at the thought of stimulus. Again, it's inevitable that in my mind, and I feel like the mind of most big money, like hedge funds and institutions, they know more money is going to be printed, and they want their wealth stored in assets that won't devalue and won't be printed out of thin air, like the US dollar. Therefore, that inflates everything but the dollar, including equities, assets, gold, Bitcoin, etc. Okay, so again, close out the week strong. The portfolio is very offensive, you guys. I'm using that as a straight plug. If you guys want the portfolio, a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, call options, put options, stock positions, cryptocurrencies, literally every single exact play in my portfolio, as well as the percentage of my portfolio consumes. With every update, I update that bad boy every trading day, and with every update, I send out an email newsletter during market hours. Looks exactly like this guy. Like, this is what it'll look like in your email inbox. That again breaks down my trades. It's me rationalizing the trades I made that day, why I'm making my trades, send some charts out, send some links out, relevant links, and just give you guys my thoughts on the market. This is how I start almost every newsletter. So you guys my general thoughts on the overall market environment. Again, you guys, you have to understand what's happening in the macro to optimize, to capitalize on the sectors you're trading. In my opinion, at least that's what I've found to be successful. Again, you guys, if you just want to support the cause, you're part of the Wave Sam, I'd really appreciate it if you checked it out. It means a lot. So first link in the description if you want to check it out. If not, no worries at all. Let's get into the stimulus. So again, we'll just read some key points here. The White House will increase its coronavirus stimulus offer to $1.8 trillion, about $400 billion less than the $2.2 trillion bill the Democrats previously passed. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin plan to talk again Friday as they try to strike a pandemic relief agreement. To pass a bill before the election to boost a reeling economy and healthcare system, the sides would have to both come to an agreement and get the support of the Republican-held Senate. Okay, so again, you guys, this is where Mitch McConnell's statement. So Mitch McConnell is the head of the Senate on the right, on the Republican Party, in the Republican Party, and the fact that it's pessimistic. It's not bullish. It is not bullish. It is bearish. That Mitch McConnell is saying that it's likely that one won't get past the election because. He must be saying that because just the right and the left are butting heads so much. And again, you guys, this is why I'm sorry if this offends some of you. I freaking hate politics. I hate politics. I hate like kind of the chest puffing and like they're trying to one up each other, and like there's so much ego. I feel like that's the best way I can personally describe it. There's just so much freaking ego involved with politics. I feel like anyone who wants to be a politician has an ego. They have small dog syndrome. They have something to prove to other people and try to overcompensate for things that they feel they lack emotionally and psychologically. Okay, so sorry again. That's just why, like, kind of introspectively, why I don't like politics. But let's get into this next one. Just lighten it up. David Dobrik's Tesla giveaway drove 100,000 new voter registrations in one day. YouTuber David Dobrik is well known online for giving out free cars in his viral vlogs, claim to fame, the Tesla giveaways. But his latest promise of a new Tesla to 5 fans to encourage voter registration may be his most meaningful giveaway yet. According to the nonprofit, he partnered with 100,000 people registered to vote in a single day through Dobrik's challenge. So again, you guys, good for Tesla. Just to tie it back into the markets, I don't know what happened. I haven't really been following Tesla stock. It's been fairly stagnant. But again, you guys, I still, no matter what, no matter how valuation is determined in 2020, again, brand is way more important than PE ratio. I call it the BE ratio. I'll maybe make a video about that in the future, about the brand to earnings ratio as opposed to the price to earnings ratio. Or I'm sorry. I guess price to brand ratio as opposed to the price to earnings ratio. So I guess I might make a video on that in the future. Shout out to you guys if you've watched this far and you catch that video in the future. But again, you guys, brand matters way more than fundamentals. Brand matters way more than financials. And Tesla is going sideways, but Tesla is still still has like what, 1200 PE ratio, price to earnings ratio, when a standard is like 12, or no, sorry, it's 15 to 20. So 15 to 20 is like standard. Tesla's at 1200, so still overvalued. Tesla, again, regardless, has an amazing brand. This is good for Tesla. This is good optics for Tesla. Again, and good for David. David isn't even an American citizen. I'm a big fan of Dobrik, as much as I was like just joking around in the beginning. He's huge. He is a pivotal. I've been a fan of his for a long time. Not only, like, I don't really watch his YouTube videos all that much, but a fan of him as an entrepreneur, as I'm a fan of his work ethic. I'm a fan of what he's doing, and like, he's doing tangible good things. He also just raised some money for a new app that focuses on disposable, like it's a disposable app. Okay, so if you've seen his like David's Disposable, then he made an app around that, got $4 million from Alexis Ohanian. He's the founder of Reddit, who made a new fund, threw him $4 million, and they're good to go. So respect to David as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, doing good things for good reasons. And again, I respect the hell out of that. Okay, so moving on. Again, never mind the narratives. This market wants to go higher. From a Democratic sweep to the unwinding of September's correction to a belief that a stimulus package is inevitable, a bundle of divergent explanations exists for what just spurred the market's biggest weekly rally in 3 months. Then there's the view of Mohammed El-Erian. I've mentioned him many times in the past, you guys. This is and why this is important. With his decades of investing experience, and I quote, "Right now this market wants to go higher." So this guy, over the course of this market crash, of the liquidity crisis back in March when everything crashed and the rally back up, he's been a perma bear. Okay, so he's been on the more pessimistic side. He's been on the negative side of this rally, and for him to say this is very, very bullish, because he is, again, he was like one of the most popular faces on CNBC on the YouTube channel, on like the clips, because he was a bear and he was speaking he was like the I learned a lot from him, that the economy had to catch up, that the markets had to catch up with the economy at some point. But at this point, they're completely diverged because of the money printing, okay? So it's been a game. It's been a game of name your narrative for a stretch, in which the S&P, that was kind of a weirdly written sentence, in which the S&P 500 climbed 3.8%, even as Donald Trump scuttled then unscuttled economic aid. Virus infection rates rose and more people filed for first-time jobless claims than estimated. Since bottoming 16 days ago, the index has surged 7.4%, sailing past a presidential COVID-19 diagnosis and one of the more contentious electoral debates. Okay, so I wouldn't say contentious there. I would say comedic. Yeah, never mind. But so contentious, again, there's so many curveballs being thrown to the market, and the market is throwing so much resilience. So this is one of two things. This is either a buy the hype, sell the news event. So everyone's so bullish on stimulus, everyone just thinks the market's going to go up, which is the case right now. Even I'm thinking that, who I've been bearish for a long time, and even I'm thinking that right now. So you kind of have to, it's a chess match, you guys. This is chess. You have to be one step, you have to be 2 steps ahead of your opponent, 3 steps, 4 steps, however, far ahead of your opponents, far ahead, because that's what dictates a good trader. That's what dictates the ones who make money from the ones who take money from the ones who lose that money, okay? So you got to be multiple steps ahead of you guys. And I'm just thinking, the debate, that the kind of internal dialogue in my mind is this priced in? Is the stimulus, when a stimulus comes out, when a stimulus is released, is this priced into the markets yet? And I don't think it is, because that's what I thought for a long time. But now I'm thinking, when a stimulus comes, times couldn't get worse. Economics could not get worse right now. And the market just keeps going higher. But again, it really comes down to the dollar ultimately being devalued, and investors wanting their wealth stored in assets that won't depreciate in value. And that's what the equity markets provide right now. It's gold, silver absolutely popped off today. Bitcoin provides. And again, you guys, I'm very bullish on the equity markets right now, specifically Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin, you guys, has so much going for it right now. If you guys have another piece of content for the week, you guys, right now, Capital University, I'll look it up right now to show you guys on top of, God, my stuff is in the way, sorry. Capital University, boom. Capital University right here with Bryce Hall, who's a TikToker. Capital University, podcast. There we go. So Capital University podcast, right here. So Capital University podcast is with Anthony Pompliano. Mentioned it many times in the past. One of my, this is not, what the heck is this? Capital University is, where the heck is it? This got to be it right here. Okay, so Bryce Hall, TikToker. Again, my lady's a TikToker. Shout out to Madex Law. Go check her out. A few 100,000 on TikTok. But merging my world, Bryce Hall, huge TikToker, was dating Addison Rae for a little while. You guys might know him that way. But he started a podcast, a financial education podcast with Anthony Pompliano, who's a big Bitcoin bull. And again, one of my favorite voices in the investing landscape as a whole. So this is very important. Again, it's great, you guys, again, Dobrik, back to the Dobrik thing. When people with a platform that might not necessarily be related directly to the financial markets or financial education try to educate their audience and persuade their audience into educating themselves and bettering themselves morally, I guess, and from an education perspective. Again, financial literacy is one of the most important things, especially in my opinion. That's why I started this channel. I've spent so much of my life, hundreds, thousands of hours educating myself financially, and I do take pride in it, and I've found success in that realm, and that's why I really love to share what I've learned with you guys, and because that's way more fulfilling than money. I had someone comment on one of my videos recently talking about this guy just makes YouTube for the money, and he's not a trader. And that's, you guys, trading, I'm fortunate. Even before I started YouTube, I had more than enough money. This is not to brag at all, it's just being straight up with you guys. I've had enough money for a long time. I don't need it. I truly don't. I'm so fortunate to be in a place where I don't need any more money. I have everything I want. I don't want anything else. Obviously you could go get the yacht, you could go get the chopper. I don't want those personally, but I have enough to make me happy, and I'm happy, and that's what matters to me. And again, you guys, money is cool, but having a community, having people around you that care about you, that you can help, that help you, and that's what I view you guys as, the Waves family. So I freaking love you guys. That's way more fulfilling. That's what I told that dude on YouTube or in the comments. Is money's cool, but it becomes a numbers game at some point. Once you reach a certain level, it's just a number. Once you have enough to satisfy your needs, and I have more than enough right now. I want to do this, and I want to share what I've learned with you guys, and that's why it's great that people are doing this. Again, educating people who might not even be thinking about it, and being in completely different realms, educating them. So Capital University, you guys, I highly recommend checking it out. There's all the episodes are good. Mark Cuban was on their second episode. I highly recommend that one. Mark Cuban's a mentor of mine as well. Tony Robbins, who we'll get to right after this. But yeah, it's great stuff, you guys. So that's it. Let's talk about Money Master the Game one more time, and we'll just close it out there. So Money Master the Game, again, signed copy, you guys. I will link this in the description. Right here, Tony Robbins. So I actually bought this in Cali because we have a family home out in Cali, in SoCal, and I found this at a local bookstore. I was so pumped. So it's gonna mess up my focus, but that's the signature right there, Mr. Tony Robbins. Again, you guys, I was so pumped for this. Tony Robbins has been, because even before I was trading, this is like 6 or 7 years ago when I first got into investing with the clothing company I started. I was super into entrepreneurship. I'm super into motivation. That's why you guys might hear me get motivational every now and again, because but motivation, mindset, mentality, the way you approach things, the way you attack things psychologically is extremely important. Obviously, trading, very technical, very rational, very cerebral game. But you need that mental fortitude. You need that motivation to actually get up and act. That's why I say take action. Take action, make waves. That's part of the slogan. Take action. You got to take action. And you need motivation to take action. Motivation leads to action, and action obviously leads to progression. So, money master the game, you guys. This is a thick boy again. 3 C's maybe, not 2 C's, 3 C's. Thick boy, I think it's like 700 pages or something, but I highly recommend you guys read it. It will, like, it's definitely worth the money in my opinion, because you get like it could take you a few months to read this thing if you read it like every night. So again, you guys, there's so much gold in here. It's Money Master the Game, 7 simple steps to financial freedom. It's a little slow at times, but sometimes there's so many morsels in here, and I might read it again. It's been a few years since I've read this, but I really just want to recommend it to you guys because it was so pivotal in my journey as not only a trader but as an entrepreneur. So again, you guys, go check that out. I'll link it down in the description. And I think we'll call it there, guys. I had a very chill time recording this one, and I really enjoyed that one. So again, you guys, cheers to the weekend. I truly do appreciate you guys. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you ever try Big Wave. Again, you guys, this is the waves drink. I might just drink one of these every week, to be completely honest, because this was a chill episode. And again, this is my first beer, so I'm definitely not buzzing, but I kind of feel it a little bit. So anyway, you guys, I truly do appreciate you. Drop a comment down below, especially if you've stayed around this long. Comment Big Wave. Comment Big Wave with a wave emoji if you stuck around this long, and I'll definitely give you a heart, because you're truly part of the wave sound if you've listened to me for this long. So I love you guys. I truly do appreciate you. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.